Hello, everyone. Today, Safira will be teaching you yoga. So, hopefully, you can follow along with the dog. She's going to be doing all the poses, and I will be doing a voiceover. Just kidding. She just looked so cute there. I couldn't resist. Every time I put out my mat, she comes to it. She loves it. Well, hi. Welcome to this beautiful Arizona sunny day. If you're practicing with me during the day and it's nice weather, maybe go outside. If it's at night, find something cozy. And we are going to learn about fire. So the 5 elements are coming to an end. We'll have fire this week, and next week we'll have water. So the element fire is such a needed element. When we think of fire, it's the year of the fire horse. So we will be doing horse hypnosis at the end just to kind of honor that, because this past week was the first day of the new year, according to the Chinese calendar, of the fire horse. So when we think about fire, we think about it renews. We need fire to kind of nourish our soil. We need fire to burn some of the old waste and some of the things from the trees and other debris. So the fire element, it loves to be the center of attention. They are very charming. They love to be with others all the time. They thrive on attention. They're quick learners, eager, very loving. They can be a bit flighty in horse language, scatterbrained. They can overwork themselves too. But they are also passionate and spontaneous and creative in their jobs. These are the people we really need, along with all the other elements. They may have separation anxiety. They do like drama. They have a lot of friends, and they like to be in your face all the time. Very attention seeking, but in a good way. Sometimes they like to argue. They might be good on the debate team. They need to know they're safe around you, or they'll be a little bit insecure. So really helping them with this anxious attachment they seem to develop. They can learn how to be quiet and settled through touch. So deep touch, physical touch, just like that when we touch dogs or horses, we're not doing that light, flighty touch. We're doing that really nice, firm touch or scratch. They're a bit challenging with metal personalities, and some people refer to them as mood disorders or kind of fluctuating moods. And we need that. We need some elements to be a little bit hot and cold sometimes. And we all experience that as well. So there's nothing wrong with that one bit. They can be prone to heart palpitations, anxiety, skin rashes, and acne. And this is because of some of the elements fire within it. It's fiery, it has a lot of energy, can go ups and downs, but it can be incredibly passionate. So just think about fire when it goes up and down. So that is the fire element. I've designed the yoga today to go over the fire element. So we're going to cover some nice fiery poses and some really fun stuff. So go ahead and grab a couple blocks, maybe a strap or two, as we all meet in mountain. As you stand in mountain, I want you to see if you'd like to tell yourself, I am on fire in a good way. I'm on fire with my dreams, my passions, my healthy new me. So just paddling out the feet, and then raising your arms up, clasping your right wrist, and leaning over to the right a little bit. Back to center, clasping your left wrist and leaning over to the left. Before letting those arms come back to center and go down. Bringing those arms up to the sky once more, and then letting them flutter down like rain. We are going to come to cat and cow standing. So you can maybe make cactus arms and you can arch your back. Bring your hands together and exhale. Bring your hands out to the side. Squeezing that lemon between your shoulder blades. And as you exhale, come into cat. Inhaling to cow, all while we're standing up with hip width distance between our feet. Moving with your breath for one more cycle. And when you're ready, swan dive down, maybe to a block, maybe to the ground. Halfway lift, gaze forward, hands are a little below your knees, and come on down. Once more, halfway lift. Inhaling to exhale down. Now, when we're down here, go ahead and reach the left foot behind your right. So you're just twisting your legs a little bit. And then I'd like you to straighten your left leg and place a little bit of bend in your right leg. As you walk your hands over to the right, getting this beautiful stretch in your IT band, whether you're on a block here or you're on the ground. There's no better way as you tell yourself, I am on fire. I am on a roll of fire. Coming back to center, untwisting your legs, placing your right leg behind your left, keeping that right leg straight, bending that left leg a little bit, and walking your hands to the left this time. Flushing out all the toxins in that IT band right here. Letting our head hang heavy. Coming back to center whenever you please, whenever you feel ready. Before bending those knees and coming on up to starfish. Feet are wide, toes are pointing to the corners of your mat. And your arms go up in this big X starfish. Maybe fluttering your hands, letting the fire go into the atmosphere. Before bringing our arms down and bending our knees into goddess. Maybe add a prayer in here, or maybe leave your hands in cactus. As we go up with an exhale to starfish and down to goddess. Starfish. Going with your breath through these somatic moves at your own pace. Once more. If you shake a little bit, that is good. We want to show your body that shaking is not only for fear, it can be for excitement or health. Letting yourself naturally come in to warrior two, placing your left foot parallel with the short end of the mat. Your right foot is pointing forward, bending in that right knee over your right ankle, straightening that left leg. Fanning your hands out and just leaning forward, gazing over your finger. Shoulders are back. As you tell yourself, I'm an important part of life. I am fire. To reverse warrior. Because remember, all of us have some fire in us. We all have each element. It's just some people stay in fire a bit longer. Coming back into warrior two, straightening that front leg, placing those hips back and hinging forward to triangle. Left hand is up, right hand is following your calf, or it's on a block right here. Just for one breath as we come back up, facing forward this time, adjusting our back left foot to be about a 45-degree angle, and then deciding if you would like to hinge forward into warrior three or airplane. Hands can be out to help you balance. Your toes are pointing to the ground with that left foot. You're rolling those hips down so the hips are parallel with the floor. As you come out of it, wide legs right here. Gazing forward and lifting your abs in, up, and back. So you can come down slowly into this wide-legged forward fold. Letting yourself experience the dangling motion of your head and how good it feels to be an important part of life. Letting yourself come on over with your right knee bent to black swan, either on a block with your hips like this, or you can come on down to the ground. So you're seated here with your left leg long, right leg bent, or you're kind of at an angle right here, whatever works for your body. Coming back up into wide-legged forward fold and going over to bend that left knee and flex that right foot on or off the block. Noticing where the stretch is going in your body. Coming back up for one more breath in wide-legged forward fold. Bending the knees and traveling back up, pointing that left foot. The right foot is parallel with the short end of the mat for warrior two on this side. Gazing over your left hand and tilting ever so slowly forward, bending that left knee over your left ankle. And reversing whenever you're ready. Keeping that bend in the knee until we're ready to come into triangle. Straightening the front leg, turning that right foot to a 45-degree angle, hinging those hips back, and following that left leg down. Right arm shines up. Feeling the fire within a little bit as we do these standing poses. Gently bring yourself up before angling those feet once again for wide-legged forward fold. Coming up and over that bar and letting yourself float down. Bending those knees to come on up. pointing that left toe once more and deciding if you'd like to come into warrior 3. Finding your balance by standing up on your tiptoe on that right leg. Maybe taking your hands out and bringing up that back foot. Looking at something that's not moving and grounding through all 4 corners of your right foot as we come back down. And last time, coming up and over that imaginary bar to our forward fold here. Coming into Black Swan, bending that right knee and flexing that left foot. Maybe you have a little bit of movement here while telling yourself, I feel the fire. Switching over to bending that left knee and flexing that right foot, feeling the fire. Letting your hips find the floor. Bring your feet together. The bottoms of the feet together. We're almost butterfly, but I would like you to have your heels a bit of a distance away from your hips. And I would like to see if you'd like to come down here for turtle, or you're welcome to find a bind if you would like your arms to be under your legs. Coming in this bind, where your head is dangling low. There's no force, there's no pulling. Just relaxing yourself down, telling yourself, I'm letting go of the fire. Melting into relaxation. Praising yourself for all of those upper moves. Noticing your breath and where it's going to nourish your body. Two more breaths here. Maybe even using fire breath where your tongue comes out and you let go of the fire within. As you walk yourself up, maybe finding movement, swaying to the left and the right, hugging in those knees, giving them a big squeeze while your arms or your shoulders come up to your ears and just roll back. Circling that neck a little bit in each direction. Letting yourself come into either a squat or a toe squat position, or even sitting on one of your blocks. Noticing where you find comfort. where your hips are equally aligned on the mat or on your heels. Noticing the left side of your body and the right side of your body. Placing your right arm underneath your left and binding once or twice for eagle arms here. But we're going to circle these eagle arms, drawing very little circles, or maybe medium, with your elbows. Finding this beautiful movement at whatever tone or pace you would like. As we go in the opposite direction, intuitively moving in however big of a circle you would like. Releasing those arms and just coming forward a little bit. Get a little bit of a stretch in whatever seated variation you were in. Walking yourself up inch by inch. Setting up for eagle arms with your left arm underneath your right. Binding once or twice. And circling however you would like to. I feel the fire within me. Changing that direction. Walking your hands after releasing in front of you. Finding some breaths here. Before letting your legs come out wide for armadillo. Toes together, coming on down to the mat. For 3 breaths here. And if you'd like, walking your hands over to the left to get a bit of a side stretch. Really melting into the ground and feeling how good it feels on the earth as gravity holds you tight. Walking your hands over to the other side. Noticing if this side feels any different than the other side. before coming back to center whenever you're ready. Remember, it's about going with your own pace and not trying to keep up at all. As we bring our knees together, setting up for rabbit. So our head comes to the mat, our forehead, and then the tip of our head. Our knees are together, hands are out by our sides, releasing them, palms facing up for rabbit. So we're in a simple child's pose. We're coming up, bringing our hips up to the top of our head and finding this little stretch here, placing very little weight on the tip of our head, just using it to balance. Coming down and then coming up onto our knees for camel. Encouraging your back to arch, maybe by putting those fists on your lower back. And then tilting over to the left for a side bend. Right arm comes over right ear. Cartwheeling over to the other side, to your right. Left arm goes over left ear. Finding camel with arms stretched up. Audible breath on the exhale. Before coming onto your back, maybe with a block or not. Tick-tocking our knees back and forth, but having your legs wide. So this wide leg tick-tock. When you tell yourself, I'm an important part of the earth. I'm an important part of the earth's life cycle. Letting your knees fall wide open to the left. Maybe there's a block between your knees or between your right knee and your left foot. Letting yourself have this side twist. Floating your knees over to the other side to have this beautiful twist on this side. Everybody's doing so well with this fire flow. Everyone can withstand their fiery parts because we need the fire. We need to be driven. We need to let that fire emotion push us to stand up for ourselves and others. Use that passion to your benefit. See it as a strength and not a weakness. Hugging those knees in on an exhale to loosen your back and let go of anything you stored. Placing your hands on your knees and just pumping your knees up and down a little bit. Getting some movement here before coming in to waterfall. Letting our legs come up, flexing those feet for this wonderful sleepy pose. Encouraging your legs to release any tension or swelling from the day. As you bring your legs out wide for a moment, bend at the knees, and then clasp your hands underneath your knees for a little bit of this rocking to release your hip flexors and help the crevice right between your legs and your hips. Massaging that area as you float back and forth. Placing those feet back to the earth. And if you'd like, crossing your left leg over the right and maybe binding once or twice here. Potentially staying here or lifting your hips up and to the left as you let your knees fall over to the right with gravity. Splaying your hands out, palms facing up to receive. Coming into this twisted roots. Noticing your breath. Maybe taking one more breath here as you draw your knees up and untwist the bind. Drawing your right leg over your left, maybe twisting again. Lifting those hips up and to the right as we float this side down. I'm a little tighter on this side, so I can't quite bind twice, which is 100% fine. Because it's not about how it looks or doing it perfectly. It's about how it feels. And this feels better for me. Understanding your body and learning to adjust for comfort throughout the day or the drive or the walk will help your body to start feeling better, to stop holding tension. Automatically adjusting in yoga promotes automatic adjustments outside of yoga. And it also greatly improves horseback riding if you ride horses. Coming back up to center, clasping that block, and sliding the block underneath your sacrum. Walking your heels to your hips to do the supported bridge right here. Hands can be facing down or up, whatever is comfortable. You can even lift up your heels and set them down for a little bit of foot action. Releasing the block and just letting your legs float out to butterfly. Now your knees can be on blocks for support if that feels better for you. Or you could be in half butterfly, which is one leg out and one leg out in. As we lay here thinking about the fire in our life, breathing as if we're floating with the fire as it dances in front of us. If you're in half butterfly, go ahead and switch. Taking every breath slowly and wisely, but not trying to find control, just comfort. And when you're ready, roll onto your stomach. Tick-tocking those legs for a release. Maybe floating the bottoms of the feet together for belly butterfly. For this final shape before hypnosis. As you find Shavasana or whatever final resting shape you would like, feel the earth underneath you. Notice if you could be even more comfortable. Don't let anything stop you from feeling the comfort. Taking in the sights, closing your eyes, noticing the sounds, the smells, the tastes, and the feels, and maybe even the balance within yourself. Do you feel the 5 elements of personality within yourself? Which one are you leaning toward? Imagine yourself walking into a quiet clearing of tall, swaying grass. Trees form a natural border around you. And in the distance, you hear the steady soothing sound of a bubbling creek. The weather is perfect, neither warm nor cool. And for this moment, you have nowhere else to be. You pause at the edge of the clearing, standing in quiet awe as you take in the sight before you. A large herd of horses spread out across the land. The sun is slowly setting behind the trees, casting a golden glow that feels gentle and easy on your eyes. As you look more closely, you realize these are wild horses. A band of many sizes, shapes, and colors. Noticing mustangs, quarter horses, and grade mixed breed horses moving together with a natural rhythm. Their coats catch the light as they walk, creating patterns that feel almost hypnotic. They begin to shift and move around the clearing, and without effort, you start to count them. Each number arrives slowly and calmly, carrying you deeper into a sense of ease. With every horse you count, your body grows heavier, your breath softer, and your mind quieter. You feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed as you take some silent breaths. You have nothing to worry about here. You are protected by this large herd as if you were one of them. Think of your horse-like shape if you wish, and how you would merge into this herd of horses. As you align with the horses, what do they have to show you? Remain here, taking in the beauty of this enchanted place for several silent breaths. Reminding yourself you are powerful, you are beautiful, you are fire, you are confident, you are creative. You have nothing to worry about. You are worthy. And finally, you are enough. Letting that all soak in, repeating the ones that mean the most to you. Maybe it's your first time hearing this. Let it sink in to your brain and come out every time you stand up. You are confident. You are worthy. As you say goodbye to this special place, remembering you can come back at any time. You begin to count the horses as they walk down to the creek, settling in for the night. And when you hear the number 5, you will be awake and alert. 1, a leopard Appaloosa slowly walks with the herd. To 2, a sorrel with a small white snip and large ears prances to the front. To 3, a pregnant bay mare stands and lets the others go ahead of her. To 4, a young colt struts by, showing off his gleaming coat. And 5, a strong, chiseled stallion kicks out as he shows off to others, bringing you back into the reality of your own horses or your own environment. As you open your eyes, viewing around the room or the outside, counting the blessings that you have in your life, seeing things with a different perspective. Now, those of you who are in my membership program, thank you for joining me. Next week, we will be doing water, the final element in the TCM 5 Elements series. So I want to thank you guys if you're viewing somewhere else. I'm Jackie Laco of Sky Therapy in Arizona, and I am a certified yoga instructor through Hatha and Yin Yoga. And I also do a somatic training. So I teach yoga instructors and counselors how to do this practice, which is somatic healing yoga. So if you're interested in that, just go on my website, look into what it entails. And this is Saphira. And my horses back there are Fiji, Zale, and Coral Sky. Thank you for joining me.